Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Kelly and I am a part-time reseller on places like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. I sell mostly clothing with a little splash of jewelry in there as well. So if you like reselling content, specifically fashion and accessories, feel free to hit the subscribe button down below. I'm working on growing my channel and I would really appreciate it. And for those returning subscribers, welcome back. I'm glad you have come back for another round of fun. Today's video is actually an awesome vintage dress haul. So these are all pieces that range from the 1930s all the way through to the 1970s-ish that I had purchased. Most of these items I just got back from the dry cleaner. They needed to be taken care of very specially as far as cleaning them, and some of them even had some repairs that needed to be done. So I just got those back from the dry cleaner yesterday, and now I'm ready to show you all what I have. Now the ones that I did clean up myself and have already listed, some of those have already sold, so I will pop in some pictures of what those were and maybe do a voiceover to tell you a little bit about them. And yeah, that's about it. So let's just jump right in and check out the goods. The handy thing with these is when I got them, they did have a tag on them, like they were originally in some sort of like vintage clothing store. So they did have a little bit of item info on them, which is just awesome. And yeah, so I'll tell you anything if it does have that on that. But to start, we have, ignore the dry cleaning hanger, but this is this beautiful dress. I will show you kind of up close, kind of these details that go all the way down the side. Beautiful, beautiful dress. This says it's a 1960s black crepe dress with bias satin trim, and the store had it priced at $55. Beautiful piece, and I don't think this one had any major flaws. It also looks to be a larger size. None of these clothes have like tags or anything like that, so it'll be purely measurements as far as you know, sizing. But this one called it an extra large, so here's the info on the tag. The zipper is metal, which I have learned is a great way of dating pieces as well. So yeah, this is beautiful. I absolutely love this piece. Let's see, where am I going to put the ones I've shown you? Maybe up here. Okay. We have another black dress here. This one is more of like a sheath style. It goes down with this beautiful draping. You can see at the hip here, it has a V kind of back neckline. Beautiful piece. Again, another metal zipper in the back. This is called the 1960s black rayon dress with draped hip detail. They put it at a size large and priced it around $85. So that's just really cute. Awesome, awesome piece. This is another one that is in just like excellent condition. Since these are vintage, you know, they are more modest. This comes to about ankle length on me. Maybe, no, a little bit above ankle. So they are longer. Okay, this is an awesome piece and I cannot wait to show it to you. It is this beautiful like house coat. They called it the 1940s pink jacquard house robe. They called it as is, but I'm not really seeing anything majorly wrong with it, and neither did the dry cleaner, so I'm not positive. I love this kind of tapered sleeve. It is full length all the way down to the floor. It does have a belt, which is in the pocket here. The belt is a little cracked, but it's still fully functional, and it just kind of buttons all the way down the front. It's just gorgeous. I love the pink detail on it. Oh, and it has pockets. It's just really, really fun. This is just a very special piece in my opinion. 1940s on that one too. So most of these are in like the 60s and 70s, but this one as well as two others are 1930s, which is cool. So speaking of, here's the 1930s. This actually sold last night. Not all of these are listed. Like I said, a bunch of these just came back from the dry cleaner, so they haven't been listed or anything or photographed, but the ones I cleaned myself at home, I have gotten some of those uplisted, including this one and a couple in this stack behind me here. And this one in particular sold within maybe 20 minutes last night. It was unbelievably fast. This is a 1930s little top cardigan. It does say on the tag that it was a full piece like dress, but I do not have the dress, just the top. But it has this, what they're calling a Capulet collar, which is just kind of this ruffle detailed collar. It's white rayon, and it has these kind of pearl like buttons. And this one is even flawed a bit. You can see it's missing a button, and then some down here got a bit crunched, but it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful and great. Like the fabric itself is in great condition. And this sold for $40 right away. I had it priced at $50. And this one does have a tag, hand sewn on, and it says, oops, this side, Limited Mary Muffet. Just awesome, awesome piece. Okay, so this is another one that is currently listed and photographed. It is just this vintage slip. It is very skinny. I can't remember what the measurements are, but it's like, I could fit it in like my body kind of. It's like a small, extra small, but my top could not. It was way too tight, but it's just a very long, like maxi length, satin feeling slip in this beautiful ivory color. It has a long scooped back, and it does have the adjustable straps, which is awesome. And then we have, this is fun. Oops, I'm tangled with the hangers. This one's really fun. It is a vintage Hawaiian dress. So it's more of that kind of long, almost shift style, sleeveless length. This one does have a tag, so it's not as old. They're calling it the 1960s. Put that down there for a second, but it's, I'll show you the brand. It says Pacific Isle. Pacific Isle Creations of Hawaii, size 10, and it's 100% cotton with some care instructions. So this might even be a little bit newer now that I'm thinking. I think care instructions and things started in the 70s, so I will double check that that year is correct. I always do my own research, even though it comes with these tags on it. I want to make sure I'm listing it properly. And this one did have some bleeding of the colors like into the white, but it honestly looks kind of cool. And it's really not that noticeable because it is such a bright print. So there's that one. Next, this belt actually does not go with this dress. We have another black dress. This is just a long, kind of heavier feeling dress, long sleeve with this kind of bow on the top with kind of this faux button. Here, let's see if you can see it better this way, this like faux button neckline. They're calling this a 1950s black long sleeve dress, large or extra large. It has some belted details here. It's a little hard to see because it's black, but they have that accent, long zip in the back. Yeah, these kind of remind me of like funeral attire, but, and again, it's about a little below the knee. Very long though. Very modest pieces, and a metal zipper on that one. All right, this one's gorgeous. This is a floor length velvet gown. You can see the velvet there. It's hard because so many of these are black and it's just so hard to get those to appear on camera, but it has this bow. This one did have quite a few areas of repair. When I took it to the dry cleaner, they were able to do a beautiful job restoring it. So when I received it, this zipper had been replaced. This is just a plastic zipper, but it was like very poorly stitched in there. So I asked them to stitch it nicely. There's also a zipper down the side. So that has been properly stitched in as well. The bow had a couple tears in it, but the good thing about the bow is it is easy to kind of just create the bow look again. Sorry, the lighting. It's such a dark piece. I want you to be able to see the details, but yes, it's all in great condition now with those repairs. Like this is for a tall person maybe, because this is like inches below my feet. It's just such a long, you can see it just keeps going. It's beautiful, awesome piece. All right, here's another bright, fun floral piece. They're calling this the 1960s formal floral gown. They had it as a size medium, priced around $130. This is just stunning. It is, again, very long. It goes to my feet. Sleeveless with this green velvet bow here and long kind of tassel. It's sewn on, so you don't actually need to tie it. And it does have some tulle underneath the skirt to give it a bit of volume. Stunning floral dress. Sorry, these are just so long. It's hard to show you while I'm standing. I'm not tall enough. You can see how far they go down. Okay, this one I love. I'm like, I could see people wearing this today. It is a blue and black kind of abstract check pattern dress. Does it have, looks like pockets, but no. It's just kind of gathered in the back here, and that's what I was looking at, that gathering. But it has a bit of a wider neckline with a cap sleeve. You can see that, and some little bows right there. This one just looks a bit more modern to me. A little bit below the knee as far as length. Stunning gown. I could totally see people wearing this today, and it is lined, and there's a few layers in the skirt to add some volume and dimension and things. So there is that one. Let me rearrange some of these here, make some room. All right, this is one of my absolute favorite pieces. It is by far the oldest and most delicate. This is a 1930s brown and orange seersucker dress. It's just gorgeous. It's very fragile. It has this beautiful ruffled neckline here with faux buttons, and then it's a snap, a little bit of a snap at the top. There are belt loops, but no belt with it. I didn't get one of those. But then this like really beautiful kind of ruffly bottom. So let's see if I can show it a bit better there. You can see it kind of almost trumpets out a bit there, but otherwise it's just straight down. Now this one, because it was so fragile, it had some repairs that it needed to be done. There were several tears in it on this back shoulder, just like straight tears from the fabric pulling and it just ripping and things, but the dry cleaner was able to fix it up. It's not, there's a lot of stitching. If you look up close, there is a ton of stitching on the fabric here. But she said every time she tried to fix it, it just kept ripping and ripping more, and so it kept growing. But she was able to patch it up in the back and put another reinforced piece of fabric behind this shoulder. And honestly, it's only obvious if you're really looking up close. If you were to wear this, especially if you had your hair down, no one would ever be able to know. Stunning, old piece. And I just love the print on that one. Gives me a lot of, this one in particular, gives me a lot of cottagecore vibes. Okay, I have this one here. This is actually a two-piece. It is linen, and it's kind of like a skirt suit set something. So here is the top. It's just a navy blue linen, very basic open front like cardigan top. You can see that there. And then it has the matching skirt. I lost a little tag for it, but I know it said it was from the 60s, or that's what they were saying. So here's the skirt. It's just like a basic pencil skirt. It has the side, the middle side zipper with the button. Smaller size for sure, but really great vintage piece. That one was in phenomenal condition. And then I have this dress, which was in the other room. I had to go grab real quick. This is a warp knit dress, as they're calling it. You can see it is a little sheer, so you would definitely need to wear a slip or something underneath it, but it is kind of this short sleeve with, I'll show you what they mean. I guess that's what they mean by like that warp knit is like this pattern where those insides of the design is sheer. This gives me funeral vibes. Long again. Let's see, it's just above my ankle. Awesome piece. Oh, and this one does have a belt. So this is the belt that goes with it. The belt has seen better days. So, I mean, I'll include it for sure, but if it were me, I would probably replace the belt. This one also, I've washed it several times, you know, properly, and I just cannot get the vintage smell out of it. I've tried the vinegar, you know, the whole shebang of what I can find online. So if you guys have any tips on how to get that kind of vintage smell out of clothing, hit me up in the comments. I would love to know. This is really the only one that is still struggling in the smell department. All of these others cleaned up beautifully. And which is funny because this one has seemingly like, it's sheer, so air would like flow through it. I don't know. I also have a couple pairs of shoes. These are super cute, super fun. Also new old stock, meaning that they have never been worn. They still have the price tags on them. Old stock meaning, you know, they no longer sell them, but they're these red vinyl kind of block heel shoes. You can see this was the sticker from some store named Pomeroy's. Actually, it goes this way. So you can see there's the sticker, and then right there is the price, which looks to be $12.99, maybe then marked down to $9.90 at one point in time. These are a size 6. The brand is Sinbad, and just due to age and everything, the insoles had gotten a little dry. So this part had just kind of popped off, but I did re-tack it down with some shoe glue. It seems to not be going anywhere anymore. But I did note that in the listing to, you know, just so the buyer is aware. They've never been worn, but, you know, they do age even if they've never been worn. These are just from the 80s, but they're a fun little metallic pop, kind of a Mary Jane style heel with these kind of, you can see some rhinestone details there. Very beautiful. Not missing any, nope, I take that back. Missing one stone on this one at the top there. These are from the brand The American Girl Shoe. I'm not sure. Yeah, so these aren't as old, but again, they're still in great shape. Just a classic silver pump. Okay guys, thanks for hanging and checking out all my beautiful vintage dresses with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't often dabble in the vintage clothing, so this is kind of a new world for me of things that are of this age. You know, normally when I find something vintage, it's like the 80s, is like the oldest I think I've ever found in the thrift store. So, all right guys, as promised, I'm going to pop in a few screenshots of the items that have sold. Here is a pair of vintage 1950s leather Oxford shoes for men. They are in phenomenal condition. It looked like they had never been worn or anything. I had these listed on all my platforms, and I got a message on Mercari about them right away, and so they ended up selling for $56 to a buyer on Mercari. All right, next up we have this beautiful long maxi dress. There was no tag attached to this one, but I'm guessing that it's probably from the 70s or maybe 60s. It was heavily embroidered around the neckline, as well as the sleeves with these like wooden beads and seashells. It was awesome, but the embroidery was loose in parts, as well as there were several holes at the bottom that weren't really repairable. So I just made note of that. I sold it as is, but it's still sold on Poshmark within a couple days for $28. Yeah, if you liked this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, and I may continue picking up some vintage pieces, and I'll keep you posted on how they do. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.